When it comes to sleep, parents have usually tried everything and are doing it all right. Earlier bedtimes, blackout curtains, melatonin, white noise machines, and still their child is awake for 2, sometimes 3 hours when they clearly, desperately need more sleep. If that's your life right now, here's something important to understand. You are not failing at bedtime. Your child is not being difficult. What you're seeing, that exhausted but wired pattern, is a nervous system that is stuck. And no sleep routine, no supplement, no blackout curtain can override a nervous system that is physiologically locked in fight or flight mode. So this video is for parents who are exhausted, not just from the sleepless nights, but from trying everything and still watching their child struggle to rest. If you feel like you've done everything right and nothing is working, this one's for you. Here's a number that surprises most parents. Approximately 35% of children in the United States aren't getting enough sleep. That's more than 1 in 3 kids starting their day or walking into school running on empty. And we hear the same story from families every single week. They've tried it all, the routines, the supplements, the schedules, and their child is still exhausted, still wired, and still not sleeping. What nobody is telling these parents is that the problem isn't at bedtime. Like I said before, the problem starts with the nervous system, and it often starts long before bedtime routines were even a factor. So let's talk about what sleep is actually doing for your child. So most parents think of sleep as rest, but sleep is one of the most active, productive periods of your child's entire day. Here's what's actually happening while your child sleeps. The brain sorts and consolidates learning, strengthening those neural connections and filing away everything from the day. Growth hormone spikes during deep sleep, so your child is literally growing while they rest. The immune system produces infection-fighting cells during deep sleep, which is why chronically sleep-deprived kids get sick constantly. The brain processes emotions during REM cycles, meaning meltdowns and emotional dysregulation are often just a nervous system running on empty. The body repairs tissue, regulates hormones, and restores energy reserves during sleep. So this is a lot more than just sleep and just rest. Sleep is crucial for optimal body functioning. Now this brings us to the nervous system, which controls sleep, not habits. So the nervous system has a gas pedal, sympathetic, for stress, alertness, and then a brake pedal, parasympathetic, for rest and recovery. Sleep only happens when the brake pedal wins. So when the vagus nerve is working properly, the body can shift from on to off at bedtime. When there's interference in that system, what we call subluxation, the brain and body can't communicate or signal clearly. The brake pedal gets overridden by the gas pedal, and your child is stuck being wired even when they're completely exhausted. This could also look like a busy brain, lying in bed thinking about everything that happened during the day, thinking about all of the things going on tomorrow, and not being able to turn those thoughts off and get to sleep. It's like trying to fall asleep after drinking 3 energy drinks. The body is done, but the system won't allow rest. This is a nervous system regulation issue, not a bedtime routine or a supplement problem. So let's talk about how the perfect storm disrupts sleep from day one. So a child's pattern of stressors that compound over time is what we call the perfect storm. So going way back, cortisol from prenatal stress during pregnancy can cross the placenta and alter the baby's developing stress response system. Then birth interventions like inductions, forceps, vacuum extraction, C-section, or manual pulling can create subluxation, right where the vagus nerve exits the skull in the neck. This can also affect breech babies as well, even if there's not any manual force on their head. So early childhood stressors like antibiotics disrupting gut health, chronic reflux, constipation, and frequent illness all signal vagus nerve problems and add to the burden on an already challenged system. And dysautonomia, or dysfunction of the autonomic nervous system, often shows up first as sleep problems long before it progresses into other issues. So when sleep is chronically disruptive, the effects reach into every part of your child's development. So research shows that children with insufficient sleep can present with signs that look identical to ADHD, hyperactivity, impulsivity, and poor attention, because those are what exhaustion looks like in kids, not calm and sleepiness. Further, the immune system can't rebuild during poor sleep, so kids get stuck in a cycle of illness. Antibiotics, gut disruption, worse vagus nerve function, worse sleep, and more illness. Then memory consolidation breaks down, making learning harder and school feel impossible. This is where grades can start to fall and test taking can become too much for them. We can also see emotional regulation falls apart. And those explosive meltdowns aren't attitude, they're a depleted nervous system crying for recovery. Chronic sleep deprivation is also strongly linked to depression because the nervous system doesn't have the resources to handle normal emotional challenges. So, how do we help this? So, how neurologically focused chiropractic care can help restore sleep at the source? We use precise, gentle adjustments to remove subluxation and help the nervous system to adapt properly. When subluxation is out of the way, the nervous system can finally shift between sympathetic and parasympathetic modes the way it was designed to in balance. The vagus nerve can activate properly, initiating and maintaining real sleep cycles. Now, we use insight scanning technology to measure exactly where interference is happening, how severe the dysregulation is, and which systems are most effective. So we're never guessing. Parents often tell us that sleep improvements come first, followed quickly by better digestion, fewer illnesses, improved behavior, and more emotional resilience. So sleep is the foundation. When your child can access deep restorative sleep, the memory consolidation, the growth hormone, the immune strengthening, the emotional processing, everything else follows. Remember, your child's struggle to sleep isn't behavioral. It isn't something they'll grow out of. It's a nervous system that is stuck, and there is a path forward. If you're ready to get to the real root of your child's sleep challenges, reach out to our team at Foundation of Stone Pediatric and Perinatal Family Chiropractic in the Hardin Valley area of Knoxville, Tennessee. Just click the link in our bio, send us a DM, or schedule directly at tmkidschiro.com. Let's get the whole family sleeping again.